All right, it is 6 p.m. on Thursday, September 4th, and calling our monthly meeting to order. Tracy, will you call the roll, please?
Trustee Gaffney?
Here.
Trustee Kennedy?
Here.
Trustee Mannheim?
Here.
Trustee McManus?
Here.
Trustee Seifert?
Here.
Excellent, thank you. Will you please rise for the pledge? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you, everybody. Is there any public comment? Nope. All right, that will take us to our reports. First item is item A, the financial report.
All right, good evening, everybody. Let's walk through the first 3 months ended July 31, so that takes us to the end of Q1. We'll start with some revenue highlights. Again, 25% of the way through. We've received 44% of our total revenue budget. Taxes at $2.8 million, or 53% on the first major installment. That we received in June, and then again in September we're going to receive the next payment for this month. We should be close after this month to 100%. Ambulance fees just a little behind here. We're at about $367,000 or 22%. We are catching up though, as each month's been better than the last. No PPRT to date. Again, that comes in about 8 times a year from the state. Interest looks good, $56,000 there. We're at 27%. Again, 2% better than where we are in the year. And then no debt proceeds or sale of assets to date. Next slide, we look at these revenues line by line. Percent of budget versus last year. Taxes in at 53%, up 10. Interest in at 27%, that's up 8. Ambulance fees in at 22, up 44. All of those major revenue streams look very good to start the year. $3.2 million, we budgeted 7.3, so we're at 44%, up 12% over last year. Next slide, just year-to-date numbers. Property taxes make up about 87% of the pie. Ambulance fees 11, fire recovery 0.1, interest about 2. On the next slide, just to look at those collections for ambulance fees. You can see July, another good month, $132,000, so we've been progressively getting better each month so far. $367,000 in total, averaging about $122 a month. Our budget average though is $137, so a little bit behind the budgeted average, but you can see kind of the ebb and flow to some of these collections, so I do expect that to pick up some. The next slide, in terms of expenditures, 25% of the way through, we've expensed 29% of the total budget. Ops look good in a little bit better than where we are in the year at 22%. Again, driven by salaries, those are at 22 on 7 to 26 payrolls. Contractual services at 27. Vehicle maintenance and fuel at 16. Capital outlay and debt service at 34. Again, most of that for the new station. Architectural services, $1.9 million, imaging 407, and then some interest at 222. Again, principal and interest payments are going to be made in November, December. Expenditures, again, line by line, percent of budget versus last year. Personnel's in at 22, down 11. Outside of that, contractual services in at 27, that's up 56, but again, these are much smaller numbers as we get outside personnel costs. Materials and supplies in at 25, up 38. Fire station, a little elevated here. We probably had some one-time expenditures go out. We're at 64% of the budget there, up 17. $1.1 million in total for ops, $5.2 million is the budget. We're at 22%. We are down 5% from last year's spend. Debt expenditures, that's just an interest payment at 12% of the budget, and capital outlay, again, majority of that for the station bill, that's at 41%. So the year-to-date distribution, personnel makes up 83%, training travel 0.1, contractual services about 11, materials and supplies 2, fire station 2, vehicle maintenance and fuel 2, other foreign fire 0.3. So after 3 months, again, we've had some heavy capital spend with the station bill. So you can see we're using those reserves that we took in from bond proceeds in the prior year, $445,000. We started though with $6.7 million, so we're about $6.2 million in ending fund balance. And again, we're going to track lower than the last 2 years based on having $2.2 million spent so far for capital. Again, most of that station related. If we pull that out, on the next slide you can see we're actually running a little bit better in terms of operations. $1.2 million spent last year, this year about 1.15, so a little bit lower on the expense side, a little bit more on the revenue side, 2.2 million to date. Last but not least, just investments, about 5.8 million across all accounts, still having good returns or yields at 4% across those money markets. That Schwab account, that's yielding greater than 4%. That's our managed by Soros Faldudo. We are going to get a rate cut here coming up in September. So again, we may want to pull some money out of those money markets and put it into the Schwab account where the managers can kind of get a little bit better bang for the buck as they have a wide net they can cast on investments. But those look good, and you see that in the investment income number year to date looks up. So other than that, I'd be happy to take any questions from the board.
Anybody have any questions or comments for James? Nope. All right, thank you.
Thanks.
All right, takes us to item B, the chief's report.
Okay, so again, the big topic of discussion is Station 3. It's looking great. The floors have been worked on this week. They're going to seal them later this week. That's one of the big remaining projects. I think last month we talked about some of the product that they were putting on the walls of the apparatus bay was not the right material. That has been replaced. It's being put up on the walls. It is now the right material. It was not our expense. That was a mistake made by actually the architect is actually the one who picked the wrong material. So we got that handled. We got it replaced. It's moving forward. So as far as really the big items, most of those are being checked off. This month we're finishing up on some of the punch list items. We got a couple of those projects going on, finishing up the walls. A couple rooms need drop ceilings, but I think we're really getting close to the finish line. And as always, I will keep you posted as things move along. The big news for this month, in my opinion, is staffing. So we have 2 of our members have passed the National Paramedic Examination. So we've got two brand new paramedics on staff. Those are Jason Rush and Matthew Rituerto. And we've got 3 other paramedic students who have successfully completed class. They're working on completing their ride time, and when that is complete, they'll be taking their national exams. So congratulations to Kevin Cervantes, Ryan Feely, and Danny Niesel. We've got 4 members who are going to be starting paramedic class this fall. It's firefighter EMT Gomel, Lamb, Norton, and Ruiz. And we've got 1 currently paramedic only who is attending firefighter class this fall. That is Laura Juarez. So a lot of training going on, a lot of new certifications being pursued. As far as some of the calls, the kind of higher acuity calls that happened last month, we had one on Black Shift. It was a motor vehicle accident, unfortunately with fatality, near Silver Glen and Old Homestead Road. The good news is the responding crews did an excellent job, even though the end result wasn't what we, of course, hoped for. But the crews were able to quickly recognize the need for stabilizing the vehicle. Request for flight medics was called early in the incident. They were able to get to the scene quickly, even though they did not ultimately transport. We gave big thanks to South Elgin Fire for responding with an engine for additional manpower and tools. We also had the help of Accurate Towing, so we went into the private sector a little bit for help with further securing and stabilizing the vehicle and aiding in the recovery and extrication efforts. And on Red Shift, we had another high acuity call. This was a 1.5-year-old child. Crews went en route. When they arrived, the child was turning blue. They were instantly met with the parents who handed the baby over to the crews. Started BLS and ALS care. They did care en route to Delnor with a very quick turnaround time. Total call time from dispatch to arrival at the hospital was 22 minutes. Unfortunately, despite all their best efforts, the outcome again was not what we'd hoped for. The hospital staff did compliment our crews though for doing an excellent job, even though we can't always guarantee a successful outcome. As far as public education and fire prevention, not a whole lot this month. The crews attended a few block parties. We did attend National Night Out both in Campton Hills and Kane County, and we ran a few fire drills. Fire Prevention Bureau, we did attend the District 303 safety meeting. We're working with District 303 on a new and an updated evacuation plan at Wild Rose, and we had some various fire alarm sprinkler tests and plan reviews. Fleet, all 5 of our engines were pump tested, all passed, they're all in service. We had a couple of minor repairs and maintenance issues on both ambulances. Battalion 18, Engine 1811 had an Opticom repair, and that's about it. If there are any questions, I'll do my best to answer them for you.
Anybody have any questions? All right, thank you. That takes us to item C, the attorney's report.
Boy, thank you. I'll let you off a little bit easy this evening because the legal landscape hasn't changed all that much since we met last. But I think it'd be good to take this opportunity to do a bit of future planning. So the next big item on the agenda is to do your levy ordinance. Last time you did that in November. James, if you think we're good on that trajectory again for this year?
I do.
Okay. And then any sort of huge EV shift or anything like that, it's going to require truth in taxation or anything?
I don't think so. I mean, with the 2.9 CPI, we'd have to have some massive new growth or a TIF basically coming out of the tax rolls. So
Great.
it won't require.
Nice. So nice and easy. We'll come to you in November with the levy ordinance then. Otherwise, that's it for me this month.
Any questions or comments for John? Nope. Okay. That takes us to item D, the president's report. I don't have much, except for today I did get an opportunity to tour Station 3. So that was exciting to see it coming along. So I appreciate the time that Jim spent walking me through there to see things and operations, and it's exciting. It's going to be a great addition to the district. So it was exciting for me, and I got to be a little bit of a nerd as the architect to go through it. So it was exciting to see that. So excited to add that on into the district. So that's all I have. All right. That takes us to the consent agenda. Are there any items anybody would like to poll? Nope. All right. Do I have a motion to approve consent agenda items A through C?
So moved.
Second. Okay. Tracy, you take the roll, please.
Yep. Trustee Kennedy.
Aye.
Trustee Manheim.
Aye.
Trustee McManus.
Present.
And Trustee Seifert.
Aye.
Trustee Gaffney.
Aye.
All right. Motion passes. Thanks. All right. That takes us to our action items. Our first item is the discussion and possible approval of Resolution 2025-3, declaring retired radio surplus property and authorizing and directing their donation.
So this is
Who do we donate to?
it is the federal government of Greece Fire Corps for the island of Ikaria in Greece. We didn't pick this name out of a hat. One of our members here has ties there. I believe he's got family origins there. Their fire corps there, they do not have the kind of equipment that we do. They would love to have these radios. As far as what we were planning to do with these radios, absolutely nothing. They're outdated for our needs. We were looking at ways to dispose of them actually, but if someone can put them to use, I would much rather see them go there than in a landfill. So what I'm looking for you to do is approve these items as surplus. There's 16 Motorola model XPR6550 radios and 11, I'm going to try to pronounce this, Baofeng model UV-B5 radios. Once they're declared surplus, we will get them shipped off to this fire corps in Greece.
Do we get to hand deliver them?
I doubt it. If we do, I'll call you.
Just wondering.
It's a good question.
Any other discussion? All right, then do I have a motion to approve?
Make a motion. Approve it.
Okay,
A second.
second, thank you. Tracy?
Trustee McManus.
Aye.
Trustee Seifert.
Aye.
Trustee Gaffney.
Aye.
Trustee Kennedy.
Aye.
Trustee Manheim.
Aye. Motion passes, thanks. All right, that takes us to item B, the discussion and possible approval of Resolution 2025-04, approving change orders, PCO 1, alternate 1 fitness room, PCO 2, pre-engineered building, PCOs 22 and 24, the monument sign from pending OCO and CBL, and PCO log.
So this is, it's an unusual situation. Let me try and explain what's happening here. So the Station 3 fitness room, that was actually an alternate plan, or help me out, architect, alternate plan?
Yes.
Okay, so an alternate plan, and what it was, we planned to build a station, and if we could afford it, we wanted to put a weight room on as well. Well, when we were saving money, one of the first things that we scratched was this exercise room. But as we went through and the bids came in, we decided, you know what, I think we can swing this exercise room. The point was made, if we don't do it now, we're probably never going to do it. So it was brought to the board as an option to select the alternate, and the board did approve it. However, we met with LAMP last month, myself, President Mannheim, and Trustee Gaffney, and as we were talking with them, we thought, you know, just to make sure all of our I's are dotted and T's are crossed, we should probably have the board approve some of these large ticket items, even though quite frankly, they've already been implemented. Obviously, with the station being so close to completion, these things have already been implemented and included. We're just trying to formalize things by officially having the board approve these change orders. So the first one was the addition of that station's fitness room. The second was the pre-engineered building, and what happened there was we went out for bid on a wood frame building, thinking at that time that wood frame would be much cheaper than steel. The wood frame bids came in way higher than we expected, and we asked if we could go out for a rebid. They said yes, that is allowable. So when we went out for rebid, one of the things we did was we allowed them to bid a steel frame building. And surprisingly enough, the steel bid came in lower than the wood bid, and actually the steel bid was what we would have preferred to do in the first place. So in a kind of crazy turn of events, we got what we wanted at a cheaper price. That also was approved by the board. That also is something that we're going to approve again tonight, just to make sure everything's on the up and up. And then finally, the monument sign. This is, you'll see them sometimes in front of fire stations and high schools. It's that kind of digital sign, the readout that you can put in front of the station, giving messages to passersby and the public, that sort of thing. That one, although the change order was approved, it probably should come to the board for official approval, and that is the third item on the resolution tonight. If you have any questions about these, I will do my best to answer for you, but that's the situation in a nutshell.
I have a question.
Okay.
And actually, I'm going to refer this to Trustee Gaffney, our treasurer. I had a question regarding the fitness room, and you had made a suggestion as far as going to closed session, or?
Yeah, I think if you want to discuss it, that being a contractual item, I think we should go into closed session to discuss part of the problem. My question here is the three change orders that we're approving here have been pre-approved by the previous board.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, we're going through a formality now.
Correct.
I'd like to go into closed session with Mr. McManus and discuss this a little bit, just so we can get some clarification on what exactly was going on, if that's okay with the board, and put this off until we come out of closed session.
I guess I need to know a bit more about the topic that we're going to go into closed session for.
I guess it's going to revolve around person or trustees that voted in favor and what the reason was for it. My position on the three change orders is there two of the three. I don't know why the money was spent. We're here representing the public, and it seems as though we had $13 million or whatever it was, and because the station come in a few dollars under budget, we decided to spend more money. I don't think that's being financially responsible to the public, and that's my opinion on it. I can't change that, okay? But I do want to discuss how the process was made, who made the decisions, and who made the final decisions.
I see.
And that goes into some personnel problems. So I'd like to.
So that would be motion to go into closed session
Yep.
for personnel then.
I guess I have a question. Are these change orders anything different than we originally voted on?
No.
So-
No, so
I'm just kind of curious why they're up to vote on again.
So the only,
I'm just asking.
yeah, that's a fair question. The only reason they're up to vote on again was, as we were talking with LAMP at our meeting last month, a comment was made by one of the trustees present, I believe, that, hey, these should really be approved by the board. And as a matter of a formality, we said, yes, we can bring these three change orders to the board and the board can officially approve them. Keep in mind, two of these issues have already been approved by the board. And although they call them change orders by lamp, one of them was an alternate plan that was originally presented by the architect. So we had a plan for a station with a workout room, and then we had an alternate for a station without a workout room. That was the first one. We initially approved the station without the workout room, and then the board did, in open meeting, approve that we changed to the alternate. So really, it's been signed, sealed, delivered, amen.
So what's the point of voting? What if we, the majority voted no? I mean, that's where I'm a little confused here.
Basically, it's a point of clarification, I think.
Okay.
To finalize.
It's just it's just cleaning up the paperwork, really, at the end of the day. As, you know, obviously this was before I was on it too, but, to Chief's point, you know, the building's already built, fitness room is already, all those things were accepted. I think this is just more formalities and getting all the ducks in a row so that as we come across the finish line and start to wrap up, you know, final pay-ups and everything, that, you know, everything's just kind of I's are dotted and T's are crossed.
We could vote on it now and go into closed session and discuss it. We're not gonna change the outcome.
All right.
And,
So, I
and to
mean-
be clear, it was brought before the board and voted on, so,
Now, a point of clarification, previous board.
right,
Okay,
but that still counts.
Yeah, I know,
It's
I
still-
just want to clarify
Sure.
that there's three of us sitting here that didn't have anything to do with that.
Correct.
Okay.
Likewise, the change from the wooden structure to the steel structure, that was approved to go out for rebid. The bid came in lower, we made the change to the steel structure. We did save money on it. Full disclosure, because we went from wood to steel, there were some other items that had to be changed. For example, some of the concrete had to change because we are now using a different structure. But ultimately, it was,
Cost savings.
it was a cost savings, correct. And we got the product that we wanted in the first place, the better product, in our opinion, steel rather than wood. That also has already been approved by the previous board. The monument sign, that one you might want to clean up. So we did order it, and that was in the plans from the very beginning for us to have a monument sign, but we moved forward with it, placed the order, it's being fabricated as we speak. That one would be more of a cleanup item, as far as, okay, so just so that there's no questions later on, yes, the board knows about it and we have approved it.
So are you guys comfortable voting on it and then we'll discuss other
Yeah,
issues in closed session?
We're just voting on a clarification is all we're doing.
Yeah,
So if you need a motion, I'll make the motion.
okay. Are you okay?
I'll second.
Okay. All right.
Trustee Seifert?
Aye.
Trustee Gaffney?
Aye.
Trustee Kennedy?
Aye.
Trustee Mannheim?
Aye.
Trustee McManus?
Aye.
All right, motion passes. That takes us to new business. Is there any new business from any of the board members? Nope. I will,
Well, I have a question.
yes,
Okay.
all right.
I guess it's pretty self-explanatory here now. So I noticed that there's obviously a change in the format of the agenda
Mhm.
that was made last month.
Yes,
Okay. That was through your recommendation?
yes.
Okay.
I was just trying to help kind of clean some things
No,
up and
I
give us
appreciate that.
opportunities.
Yeah.
I kind of based it off how we used to do things with the school board.
So in the future, if we have any comments, this is when we'll be speaking.
New business?
New business or any other,
Yeah, new business would be an opportunity for the trustees specifically, for us to bring up something, if there's something that we would like to see additional information on, or if we had something you wanted to bring up, like an event or something, you know, that you're attending or training or something. Just an opportunity for the five of us to, you know, bring anything up or ask, you know, if there's something we want to talk about at the next meeting or something like that.
okay. And then we'd have the opportunity to speak on old business? When there's some old business going on, we can speak up at any time in regards to, what am I trying to say? Things that are going on with the department or whatever. I mean, there's old business, typically new business.
Yeah, I think they kind of fall into the same
So
category.
new business and old business will fall into.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Just wanted
if you wanted to follow up with something or something like that, yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Mhm.
thank you.
Yeah, of course. And then I'll let you guys know, as the trustees, I will be out of the country for a week in September, 16th to the 24th. So just letting you guys know that I will not, I'll still have my phone. If there's an emergency, I
Do
can
you want
reach
to
it.
vote on that, or what?
What's that?
Do you want to vote on that?
Unless you want to refund my plane ticket. But I just want to let you guys know that I'd be out of the country, so. All right, then do I have a motion to adjourn to closed session?
I have another recommendation as far as closed session. I would like to discuss a possible investigation on a contractor that Fox River used, and I think it should go in closed session.
So that'd be personnel matters and,
Well, so that would be personnel, but I don't believe that we're able to go into closed session to talk about non-employees.
Oh? Okay, I guess we'll talk about it here.
or if you and I want to talk about it, we could talk about it
Okay.
with the chief, if you want.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, let's set that up then.
Okay, can we do it right after the meeting?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, so just personnel matters then, right?
Correct.
Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn to closed session for the purpose of personnel matters?
So moved.
Need a motion?
Yeah, so moved.
Second?
Kennedy?
Trustee Gaffney.
Yes.
Trustee Kennedy.
Yes.
Trustee Mannheim.
Yes.
Trustee McManus.
Yes.
Trustee Seaver.
Yes.
All right, we are adjourned from open session at 6:26. Thank you, everybody.